All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Let's get started today with a new video. Today, we're talking all about me getting inspired by Diogenes, man. I went back into Stoicism, okay? I went back into the core principles of it. And I started to understand that this is really an untapped potential. I don't think people are tapping into this abundance mindset. And I wanted to give my perspective on this and see what you guys think. You know, this is an open forum. So, of course, join the Sangha, click the Telegram group and yeah, tap into our channelings, tap into these lectures, tap into our podcast, and so forth. All right. So, without further ado, let's get started with today's topic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the settings so you guys can comment. Make sure you read the disclaimer beforehand. Okay, this is all for entertainment. And let's kick it off. Okay, let's kick it off. I'm going to just share with the tribe right now. We're in for a treat, man. I couldn't believe that I went back to Diogenes. You know what I mean? But this is the code. What did Ryan G say? Why did this suddenly pop into my head? The biggest threat you pose is burning our dinner again. Ah, yeah, it's got to be some kind of code, Ryan G. That's got to be some kind of code. All right, so welcome, guys. Welcome to this lecture, this masterclass. Get settled in, ask lots of questions. Let's make this engaging. Let's get it, okay? I want to speak to you guys today about the addiction to poverty. I've spoken to students, to clients who have millions in the bank. Okay. However, they still feel lack, emptiness, something's missing. It shows that scarcity lives inside the body or the mental patterns, correct? It doesn't live in your results, it lives in your mental patterns. So, scared to lose it all is a kind of poverty consciousness, correct? So, this fear puts us in a state where we feel very insecure with our finances. So, what I learned from Diogenes is this guy's a disruptor, right? This is what you'd say in the digital age nowadays, that he's a disruptor, right? Not only is he just so in his own world that he creates a vibration that is purely him, right? Because he's so wired in and he's melted into his deep core unconditional love and he's merged heaven on earth. And now he just walks as this rebellious guy. He can do whatever he wants, right? In a sense. So Diogenes, okay, let's find a picture of him. Let's do a whiteboard just to see this guy. So he lived as like a homeless man almost with mad dogs, right? With mad dogs. Okay. The abundance code Diogenes teaches us. All right. So this homeless man, right? His name is Diogenes. He's the ultimate provocateur. Okay. He's a disruptor. He knew abundance in a way that would make today's self-obsessed world squirm. While others scrambled for coin and comfort, Diogenes kept his fortune simple. He wanted nothing and found peace in everything. This is the code. Guys, if you can embody this understanding right now with me, okay, I'm doing it together with you too, because I'm discovering it just like I'm sharing it with you guys so you can use it, right? This is the wealth code that I discovered, okay? Now, earlier on in the day, this used to be my recipe towards intimidation, jealousy, or feeling like I'm not enough, or questioning my validity, worthiness, or value, okay? I would say everything to gain, nothing to lose. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Everything to gain, nothing to lose is the wealth code, is the abundance formula. Now, this is a man who lived in a barrel, guys, right? Look at him. Look at him. He taunted Alexander the Great, okay? Can you have the balls to do that? Right? Like wandering with a lantern in broad daylight. I'm just looking for an honest man. You know, like, bruh, right? Imagine the audacity, right? In a culture like ours that prize clout, status, possessions, imagine a Diogenes just like showing up, declaring himself rich simply by rejecting what others valued. Damn, bro. Damn, what a fucking rebel. And how did he make it? How did he do this, right? First of all, this is actually one of the very untapped potentials of Stoicism, right? There's a definite radiance that takes place, okay? A definite radiance that takes place when you understand this thing. Because I think Diogenes understood, man, that true abundance isn't about stacking gold and status symbols. It's about stripping down to what you truly need, about not being tethered to things. Untethered Soul, Michael Singer, great book, right? Not to be tethered to things that could shackle your mind or spirit. So Diogenes owned his life and his freedom because he wanted for nothing. In that freedom, he saw abundance all around him. His goggles became abundance because he is empty inside. He's peaceful inside. So while the world rushes to secure abundance externally, Diogenes showed that by rejecting all that clutter, we become abundant internally where it actually matters. It's a lesson we'd all do to remember. Abundance isn't out there to be acquired. Okay. These are the bars. Okay. This is the gospel that I'm spitting. This is truth. Okay. This is a motherfucking Mahavakya. You cannot ignore this because abundance isn't out there to be acquired. It's in here waiting to be uncovered, like gold that has been deeply hidden. Like imagine all this fertilizer and shit, and underneath there's like, you know, shining gold, like a golden Buddha who emerges from that. Right? So you can never tell what is truly underneath because you judge the surface of it. Oh, that's muddy or whatever, and you walk away from it, right? So there's a story, right, where Diogenes finds himself entangled with a beautiful woman who happened to be one of the king's courtesans. Okay? Uh-oh. Okay? Uh-oh, as Scooby-Doo would say, right? So this woman was known for her beauty, her position in the court, and this king had his eye on her, you know? Now, most men in that time, probably even today, you see that as a hands-off situation, bro. You know? I know the king is interested, I'm gonna back off. Diogenes, he couldn't care less about what society or even a king expected, right? So he had nothing to lose. You guys get this? It's the energy. So one day, he and the woman meet at some kind of gathering, I think, some kind of, I believe this was like a public space where they met, right? And they struck up a conversation with each other. And she was immediately struck by what? His masculine piercing energy of bluntness and wit, right? That energy of just going pow, right? Bazinga. I did it, right? Didi, I did it, right? Exclamation point. That energy of saying full stop, this is the end of a chapter. I'm setting a boundary. This is it, right? That energy he embodied. Now, you people pleasers need to learn from Diogenes a little bit, right? So while everybody wooed her with gifts and compliments, Diogenes looks her up and down and says something along the lines of, "You're beautiful, sure, but I've seen enough flowers in the fields. Beauty like yours, it's everywhere, but real beauty is rare." You know, how do you match that, right? How do you compete with that? You can't. It's not playing by these dimensions. You guys get this? These are the same crazy monk, the divine man energy, okay? The crazy wisdom energy. It's the same thing. So instead of her pursuing wealth, her with wealth and status, Diogenes throws her off guard with raw honesty and indifference, right? So he's a rare breed, okay? He treats her not as an object of desire, but as a person. Now she's intrigued, right? She's completely disarmed by this man who doesn't worship her like the king or the other townspeople. His riz or charisma comes from his complete lack of attachment to her beauty or her position. Are you guys getting something from this? Give me a thumbs up, man. What's going on for you in there? Like, what's churning for some of you, right? So you don't have to comment again if you're on the road or whatever. I get it, right? Seeing the king's jealousy, Diogenes might have even dared to comment on how desperate and absurd the king looked, right? Obsessing over a woman as if she were the only beauty in the world. And in this way, Diogenes stole her interest by refusing to compete. Bro, he wasn't even trying. He was remaining detached and being true to himself. It's a mark of character. You see, guys? It's an irresistible contrast to possessiveness, neediness surrounding her. She sees the mark of difference. In the end, he's the one who captivates her. Why? By not playing the game. Not by playing the game, but by refusing to play at all. I'm not in this game. I'm not here to sit, across from you like it looks like a, date from like some kind of a Hallmark special, right? Or like a Valentine's special where you both have to like sit. Why can't you just come next to me, right? Like there is this irresistible contrast of this type of person who knows what they want, right? Who really knows themselves and knows what they want. And they're spiritually tapped in. So of course she's captivated by this energy because it is evolution, it is infinity, it is defiance, it is masculine energy, it's simplicity. It's not overcomplicated. That's way more compelling than a king with riches, status, trying to flex his Rolex, whatever, in the modern age, right? Listen up, you bozos. This is what he would say. I'm channeling his energy right now. This is what he would say to the modern public. You're a bunch of lost souls clinging to your own misery like it's a prized possession. You're trudging around caught in the muck of addiction and grudges, and for what? Some god of money, the promise of tomorrow. You're chasing these attachments, these so-called gods that keep you bound and miserable. And you wonder why your life's a mess. You wonder why your life's a mess. You've got a choice. You can keep wallowing in these lower realms, purgatories of your own making, or you can snap out of it. Stop whining about the spirits or demons attached to you. They're only there because you're inviting them with your obsession over things that you think you need. So forgive, let go, close the door, walk straight, unhook yourself from the nonsense and make sense of it. And maybe, just maybe, you'll know what freedom feels like. Quit the drama, cut the energetic cords, and don't kid yourself. This path is straight and narrow. But hey, freedom isn't for the faint-hearted. Walk on if you dare and let the rest of them fester in their own misery. Okay, this is how he speaks. Communication, we don't speak to feel good. We speak to get what we need. Even if it's attention or a bit of comfort. Forget the fuss about intent, blame, and all these noble intentions. Words are tools, nothing more. And we use them to serve our ends. If you seek truth, then get to the point. No need to pomp or philosophize. Spare me the theatrics and tell me what you want. This is his energy. I'm just getting you a taste of his energy so you can work with this internally yourselves, right? This might be a very distorting character for you. You're already put off by him, right? But for some of you, you're going, wait a second, he's onto something here, man. Right? It's just pure, like it's simple, right? He's saying, look at you lugging around chains you built upon yourself, weights on your ankles, waiting for someone else to cut them. Here's the simple truth. Everything you need is you already have. But instead of cutting loose, you bind yourself tighter every day. You're searching for success like it's buried treasure, when in fact it's right here in front of you, stripped down and bare. All your plans, your hustles, they're distractions from living. Instead of dancing, you're tangled up in your own mind. So you say life is hard. Of course it is, because you make it so. You cling to your traumas and excuses like a child hugging broken toys. And for what? Some illusion that the harder the struggle, the bigger the reward? That you can spend your life polishing the prison of your mind, or you can break free from it altogether. Because real freedom is being unburdened by all the petty concerns of the world, so-called rules. Step out of the shadows and into the sun and live like the gods intended. Free, untethered, laughing at the absurdity of it all. His energy is very difficult to tap into, actually. I'm going to step out of her for a while. Let's talk, okay? Guys, let's say it's midday in Athens, right? Imagine you're right here, okay? The sun is blazing down, dusty streets, right? Crowds just hustling through the marketplace, people bartering, people buying, people shouting over each other. You're getting it, right? Suddenly, a commotion stirs, and it starts rippling like a wave, and people notice him, this loner, with this ragged figure with wild eyes, moving through the crowd like a storm. Okay? That's the way I want you to think of it. That's a beautiful imagery. I'm going to write this one down. Okay? It's Diogenes, the philosopher with no homes, no possessions, no regard for laws, no norms. He carries a lit lantern, its flame flickering defiantly under the bright noon sun. So people are nudging each other, laughing, gossiping about him. What madness is this? Why does he carry a lantern in broad daylight, right? But he barely hears them, okay? This guy is so tapped in, right? He has his intent. He has his fierce gaze. He's scanning the faces around him as if he's looking for something precious, like a hidden jewel, right? Among the common rabble-rousers, right? He's looking for that hidden gem, right? In a sea of like atrocities or absurdity. So finally, he stops, his voice like thunder, because he is the storm. He says, I'm searching for an honest man, right? This cuts through. Because, guys, we live in the world of artificiality nowadays. You can't even tell the difference whether some celebrity said it or it's AI. You guys get it? This code is coming back for us, this Diogenes code. So his words ring out, right? I'm searching for an honest man. It slices through the Maya, the laughter, the chatter, the illusions, and it silences the marketplace like Om does, the primordial sound, right? I'm searching for an honest man. Right? It's the same energy. So some laugh nervously, others are scoffing at him, but Diogenes' eyes pierce one of them, relentless, stripping him vulnerable and bare. He wanders through the crowd, holding his lantern close to their faces, as if it were to like almost burn away their masks, right? With that simple, stubborn flame. Ah, the crowd shifts, murmurs, right? Shifts uneasily under his gaze. This old man, right? And just imagine it. You can see the theme. It's very theatrical, right? Let's go back to the imagery. Hold on. Okay, let's find another image of him, actually. This is going to help with the visualization. Okay, this is a funny rendition of him. Kind of looks like Santa Claus here. Okay. Anyway, let's go with this, okay? Right? And in that moment, he's not just a philosopher. He's a mythic judge. He's a seeker. He's holding up the mirror to the city itself. You get that? He's the pattern interrupt. He's exposing the falsehood and hypocrisies of his time. And what does he find? Nothing. Nothing but faces hiding behind the masks of ambition, greed, superficiality, deceit. So he laughs as a madman and a wise man can and would, right? And he walks away. He leaves them to wonder if any of them could ever live honestly, could ever live freely, right? So they say that was the day Athens saw the truth, right? Not in the form of speeches or laws, but in this madman's lantern, this light, that held high against daylight, searching for something they all feared to confront, an honest soul. Now, what if you could have Diogenes' energy and still make bank, right? Fly first class, do it big, but you're not attached to what? The red carpet, the thrill of it anymore. You're seeing beyond the Maya, you're zooming out of the illusion, and you're living freely as a homeless man. Not like you're pooping everywhere, you're like throwing stuff at the wall, right? You're not mentally unstable, but you realize everywhere you lay your head is home, right? IMC Nation, old day code, right? Back in the days. It's this code that came through, wherever I lay my head, that is where is home, because I am here, so be it, the Amor Fati mentality of I love my fate, I love my fate no matter what, right? I love my fate no matter what because I chose it. I chose the consequences of this reality right now. So I'm going to live it to the best of my ability. And guess what? I'm going to tap into my untapped potential. That's the energy of this. Everything to gain, nothing to lose, baby. Right? Because really, what are you losing? Think about it. right? Ryan G, you went through a breakup recently. Shout out to Big Dog. What do you really have to lose, man? And instead, ask yourself the question, what do you have to gain right now, right? Because this is the energy that we need. This is abundance 101. I want nothing. I find peace in everything. So to me, life is a cakewalk, right? It's easy. It's easy because I know my limits. You see, I know my limits. There's certain laws that you have to follow and certain rules that you have to abide by in certain professions and industries and all these things. But is that the best thing that you wanted for your happiness? Hey, happiness is like this radical freedom, right? Like being able to do and say what you want and like move forward in life and like be a little bit silly and goofy if you want to, right? What good is it to be rich if you're this, you know, bitter loser? What good is it, right? So the money, all it teaches sometimes it just corrupts, right? It doesn't really transform. It's the internal that transforms, right? Give a real man with abundance money, and he shall give it back to the world tenfold, right? So you are the energy of expansion, my friends. I don't know how else to tell you this besides this language, okay? Because think about it, are you not royalty? You got to be royalty, okay? You've got to be royalty. Otherwise, what is it really, right? It's said in the Bible that you come from, God's throne, right? It's a kingdom of heaven. So how arrogant can a broke person be? Do you get that? If given a choice, you would fly first class instead of economy, correct? But if you're living in scarcity, like, I'm going to save, no, I'll do it next time. You keep future projecting your dreams and ambitions. I'm not saying you have to go spend your paycheck immediately and go get the best movie theater seats or whatever, even though I did that in Thailand with my mom for my birthday. Why did I do that? It's royalty. It's simple. You have royal blood. Godhead is the king, and you're his kids. You see what I'm saying? So isn't it your divine inheritance to make a bunch of money? Okay, not superficially, but even Osha was showing the world, look at my 93 Rolls Royces or whatever, right? Check it out. All right, what is possible? Look at what's possible. Okay. So the king tells you, or God tells you in this case, okay, would you rather get this Uber service or this incredible limo service? Okay. One is like the Uber service is like a crown chakra and goes really way fast to the top and then crashes. The limo service is starting from your heart chakra up to the crown and both working together with higher and lower intelligence, collaborating. So do you want to take the bus or do you want to take the jet? Right? Like, which one are you choosing? Nobody chooses to be broke. Nobody wants, that's not a desire, but it might be a hidden desire. Who knows? Because if you've been conditioned so much to be in limitation, in lack, you can't do it. That's not possible for you. Stay in your corner. Whatever you've been told, that's not the truth, right? That's not the truth. You have to write the truth. Okay. Like, what's a really good number, right? There's no really good number. It's just numbers in your bank account. It's your attachment or reaction to those numbers that's causing you stress, negative balance or whatever. What in the world is a negative balance? Okay. What in the world is this weird debt cycle, right? You have to understand if you want to change the face of currency, the engineering of the internal space of what wealth means to you, you got to start this journey. Who do you think lives in a happier timeline? A person who has thousands and millions in their bank account, but lives in anxiety, fear, doesn't know he's going to be alive tomorrow, right? And then they choose, like, the jet. But let's say all you have is like, $3,000 and you want to go on a trip somewhere, right? You do that, you come back, you'll have like 500 left or something, right? Let's just say. That's still an experience that's going to take some time to be erased from your memory. When you took that solo trip that changed you. It. It's always in the back of your storage unit. Isn't it in the Akashic records? Did you really pay for that trip? Did you really pay for that trip? No, I'm really asking you guys, right? Did you really pay for it? Or did you pay for the memory? Hmm, exactly, right? So when you have nothing to lose, you understand, I'm going to gain this amazing memory of this thing, right? And now I have a specific signature or a code that I can tap into through a photograph I took of that place, through something, right? A piece of wool from that place, the furniture itself, the style or the texture, the way that I sat down in a specific way on the couch there. All of these ideas will flow naturally when I have nothing to lose, when I'm not in fear or lack. So this is why I double dare you guys to walk through like a street brand store, right? Like something really, really elite, okay? A high-end fashion brand, luxury items, okay? Versace, something like this. Walk into that store as if you were just the most natural Diogenes, okay, interesting. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, you guys have a new collection? Okay. Right? Feel into that energy a little bit, right? Like feel into that energy for just even if it's a millisecond of you feeling that, right? Or you just try on, like I went to Thailand recently, right? They all have all these fake items. I was thinking about bringing some of these back, to be honest with you, bro. I didn't though. I got this made instead, right? The Primal Sutra hat. So you guys know, like I put my money to good use. Okay, I'm not just like wasting it on fake Gucci or whatever. But in any case, it's so interesting how you could actually manifest and go to Thailand, right? Like I manifested that trip, and then I met Swan there. It was wild, right? And then met Trisha there, which again, it was another manifestation because it wasn't meant to happen. None of my high school friends were there. Randomly. I mean, all this stuff is predestined, really, honestly. Anyway, um, but yeah, man, when I went on that trip, I understood that it was like, wait a second, I'm giving myself this memory, like this memory code right now in my brain for my, 31st birthday or whatever, right? And now I have an imprint of that as I turn into the organized version of myself, the four energy, right, which is the life path, as I'm finally stepping into this energy right now. It's going to be a very new energy, but I love it. I'm actually looking forward to it because I know, right? Like if you're a rebellious type, like you just chill in jail, right? You're like, finally some structure, right? Sheesh, right? Okay. So you got to give yourself some structure right now. But you understand that money loves speed and money's in this flux and flow of doing, of weaving, of interacting, right? Of creating potential customers, of creating new connections, right? And so you're going to have to approach this like that. It's going to be a little bit different the way that you approach it, but it's still going to be very valuable, right? It's still going to be very valuable. So imagine you go to Thailand, right? And you start pretending that you're super rich. You use like 3,000 baht or whatever. You buy some Yeezys or whatever, right? 2,000 baht, you buy some Yeezys in Thailand. Um, 1,000 baht, you get like maybe I don't know, like a fake Versace t-shirt, right? 800 baht, you buy like a hat or whatever, like a Louis Vuitton hat, right? A fake chain, right? A fake Rolex, right? And you just walk the Bangkok Strip or whatever, right? You just go down, you go to Siam Paragon, you go to the malls, you flex. Everybody looking at you in the streets, they know it's fake too. This is Thailand, bro, right? This is not Dubai. However, what's magical is nobody gives a fuck, right? And so doing that will actually free you, right? Doing that action, that shame attacking exercise is actually freeing. Think about it, right? Imagine just getting like half off of an Armani suit, right? And it looks like the original, but it's a copy. And you wear it and you try it on. And look, I'm not promoting fast fashion at all, right? I'm not saying just go for this kind of stuff. I'm saying for manifestation purposes, fuck it. I'll use a VR. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to obviously go Neuralink in my brain and like, risk that right now. However, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be experimental in this thing to make lots of money. You've got to be experimental. You cannot stay in that one paradigm of this thing, right? If you stay in that one paradigm of wealth, like just work hard and consistency and just, look forward to something changing, it's not going to help you create that momentum, right? So you want to create momentum with your positivity around money, right? So feed yourself more positive things about wealth and money because the world has programmed it against you, right? The world is programmed it against you. And where are you coming back to? Sat Chit Ananda, truth, bliss, consciousness, right? I'm searching for an honest man, like a lantern in your heart space, beaming up everybody, right? As you interact with them. I'm searching for an honest woman. Okay. Where are they at? Right? Where are the spiritual patties that do not lie? All right. So manifestation is like you shifting to a certain degree, right? It's an upgrade. It's a booster pack. So you have to chime in, tap into the radio station where you already have it. You're obsessing over your desires right now, my friends. And that's not the code. That's poverty consciousness. That's why you're not getting your goals. You're so obsessed with wanting that. Let it go and you'll get it. You're so attached and clinging on to that. That's fear consciousness. You're afraid to let it go. But once you let it go, you'll notice the open space, the vacuum law coming through, the spaciousness that you feel again. Right? Stop letting these things weigh you down and let them go through your breathing, right? Through an actual breath, but also to put down the masks of like pretending, right? And being performative. Some of you guys are just like used to being this character. And the moment you break out of the character or something happens, it's like you feel caught or you feel like imposter syndrome or something, right? That's got to be completely dissolved. Okay. Just dissolve that completely. That's not your reality anymore. Okay. Your reality is everything to gain, nothing to lose. And if you choose to adopt and primarily take on this belief system, right, this Diogenes code, this abundance code that he's teaching us, you know not to attach yourself to the outcome. Okay? You know exactly what's going to work for you. So if it means creating a weird augmented reality account on your phone, right? And seeing your reality through that way, and then like going through that augmented reality before you dream through like delta waves or something, like you can get inventive about this stuff, right? This is what I do. I'm a mad scientist when it comes down to mysticism. Okay? I will put myself through the fire and come out with the elixir of life to give back to you all. So I've already done it for you, right? The course that you guys are going to be getting, it's already done. You just need to follow through on it. You guys get that? So this is a powerful time for us to all level up. The 11/11 portal is coming up tomorrow. Okay? So tonight, prep for it well. Before you sleep tonight, just tell yourself, what do you want to drop? What do you want to charge? What do you want to drop means what are the traits that you're letting go of? What are character traits you're letting go of? Okay? I have a whole list. Okay? I know that I was faced with so much shadow work in the past. This Pluto Capricorn energy, bro, it fucking pimp slapped me, right? It was like, man, one after the other after. And I'm like, okay, I get it at this point, you know? Thank you for so much clarity at once. Like, shit, okay? I get it. I know what I need to work on. And we all do. We get these clues, these synchronicities. We're just not following through on them. So the masculine energy, guys, is will, right? I talked to Will the other day, but that's a different will, right? It's the will. It's the intent, you know, the willingness to move, the willingness, right? That earnest willingness, that sincere devotion to being the storm, speaking like thunder, carrying this lightning bolt Vajra energy within you as a man, right? As a woman, you become magnetic, alluring, right? You're a magnet towards these men, correct? You're a magnet, but you have to charge that magnet. You have to clean it up, like so it becomes like a not a smoky quartz, but just a regular quartz, right? Right now, you're letting others cloud your judgment. That's not abundance, right? Imagine us trying to cloud the judgment of Elon Musk, right? What if I was trying to like convince him of something, trying to be a con man, like trying to dupe him or whatever in his industry? Yo, he's gonna wrap circles around. He's just gonna ignore you or whatever, right? Not reply. You're gonna think about him for months and months. That's the energy. You see what I'm saying? That he knows where to place his attention. He knows he's a mystic. He knows attention goes where energy flows. I'm going to do Rogan podcast right before Trump election, right? It makes sense. Like you just have to use your brain in this thing, right? But a lot of people, they don't tap into this stuff. They're not looking into past philosophies and actually putting it to good use. They're philosophizing and staying in the mind, right? Oh, this is another fun concept for me to chew on mentally. Cool, bro. Okay. I want to make some shit happen. How about you? Okay. Let's get it today. Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an incredible, amazing day. Okay. We'll talk soon. If you have any questions, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video with a friend, whoever needs it. Tap into this Diogenes rebellious nature, this infinite nature, and free yourself. Free yourself from your own mind. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. Us. Let's win.